Matilda's fever just recently swept our great nation and really highlighted just how great women's sports can be. And I, like many others, got behind the Matildas. I haven't had that much fun watching a bunch of lesbians since the last time I was on the hub. But in this video, I'd like to focus on another great women's sport, the NRLW. The NRLW started back in 2018. I believe it was a way for fat lesbians to still pile on top of each other in between Mardi Gras and Pride Month. And from its humble beginnings as a bunch of lesbians just running around the park, trying not to cop Ruan Sim's big fucking strap on, it's come a long way. It's on TV and it just keeps going from strength to strength. But here are 5 concerns I do have about the NRLW, as good as it may be. Unfortunately, the money's just not in the NRLW yet. Like, a lot of these women still have to work part-time and sometimes even full-time jobs just to make ends meet. And when you consider the risk of injury, like, women are 5 times more likely to do their ACL than men, it's just a very high risk to low reward ratio for these women playing the game. Like, there's just not a lot of money at the moment for them to get their mutt kicked in each week. There'd be more money in them rubbing it better. Like, if they were to film their rehab and recovery sessions, ratings would go through the roof. But that's not what we're focusing on. We want the focus to be on the game. We need more money for these women. Now, unfortunately, league is a physical game, and wardrobe malfunctions are going to happen. Look at the career of Nathan Hindmarsh. That bloke spent more time pinned to the ground with his ass out than Elton John. We don't want the NRLW fan base to be made up of the wrong people. We don't want fans sitting there like a teenage boy on a Saturday night watching an SBS horror movie just hoping to see a nipple or a flap or something. We need to make sure these girls are tucked in and secured. As I touched on earlier, the money's just not quite there and women are more likely to get injured. But there's one injury in particular I'm a bit worried about, and that's CTE, or concussion, if you will. But not for the players themselves. I'm more thinking prenatal concussion, because there's going to come a point where some big prop's having the game of her life, but she's not going to know she's up to duff, and that little fetus's brain is just going to be rocketing around in there, and it's going to come out all fucked up with a head like Nate Miles, talking like Rocky Balboa, just, "Hey ma, how about some milk?" You know, like, I can't be the only one who's worried about prenatal CTE, surely. Now, as I said earlier, rugby league is a physical sport. People are going to get hurt. You can't have them bleeding all over each other. That's fine. The blood bin's very important, but I'm a bit worried about how they're going to manage the blood bin for these women. Like, what happens if a team of women all sync up on their cycle, as we heard women do, work in close proximity with each other? What happens if they all sync up on their cycle, and then it's just the wrong weekend of the month, and they're all playing, and there's wardrobe malfunctions, and tampons are falling out, and pads are getting ripped off, and, like, especially for the girls in the white shorts, you can't have 15 players off the field in the blood bin. I don't know what the answer is, but it's a concern. Now, I'm not talking about evolution of the women's game like it's going to become a threat to the men's league. Like, if it ever gets bigger than the men's, kudos to them, go for it. I'm talking about evolution of the players. Like, at the moment, the girls are all whinging that the balls are too big for their hands. And for whatever reason, no one wants to change it. Everyone's like, suck it up. But as any guy with a dick under 6 inches will appreciate, we don't want these women evolving to, suit the game. We don't want them being like how the giraffe, got a long neck so it could get the leaves on the trees. We don't want these women evolving to have massive mitts just so they can lug around a fucking steeding and then just dwarfing our little cocks when they're giving us hand jobs. Hand jobs first, footy second. I've always said that. Maybe that's why I wasn't allowed on any teams, but hand jobs first, football second. I've always said that. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. There's 5 concerns I have with the NRLW. Let me know what you think or any concerns you have in the comments. Please remember to like and subscribe. And if you do, just know if I had a mutt, I would rub it to you.
Are you waiting to receive my limp penis?